Hello and welcome to Dolphin Seminars channel. Today I would like to talk to you about changes. For the last 12 months, particularly from about early spring 2020, we have been going through huge changes in our lives. First, because of the situation that has arisen and forced us to stay at home, work from home, and quite often it really stopped us from achieving what we wanted to achieve. Regarding achieving, crisis or no crisis, there is always an opportunity. We know in history many people, such as wealthy people, such as, for instance, Soros or Bill Gates or any other entrepreneurs, business owners, they always look for opportunity. And the opportunity is there, is showing. The changes that we are going through are not just mental changes. The changes that are going through are very much commercial changes, which cause businesses to close, which cause businesses to refinance, to change their diversification, to change the way they are running a business. And in 2020, we have seen so many long established, very well known businesses gone forever. What was the reason for that? There could be three reasons for it. Reason number one, the financial instability, which basically caused them to make a tough decision to close. The second reason is that some businesses didn't go with the changes that are coming onto us very rapidly. And these changes are such as simply sales online. Lots and lots of retailers have closed their doors because they couldn't cope on the online market, and the face-to-face sales didn't happen. They didn't get started properly online, and the income stopped coming in, but the expenditure was there. And the third reason is that it could have been very cosmetic reason for closure, simply because it was an opportunity. The company maybe was not performing to standard, money have been disappearing, and the company simply decided that the easiest way out of troubles is to close down. So things are really currently, particularly with the news over the past couple of days, are not very positive, and they are for some people extremely negative. And again, we can search for reasons as to why. Is it because they have no financial viability to carry on? Is it because they don't have strong enough willpower? Is it because they don't like the implementation of changes? Is it, and we can ask so many questions about that. So let's see how change can affect us. And there are 5 key areas where we could ask lots of questions about change. Okay, so one of the reasons for change is pre-contention, which calls for questions such as, how could things get better? And asking questions in areas like this is very important, because just like we need to review our business activity every so often, we need to look at changes that we need to implement in our business in order to sustain the income, in order to sustain stability. So another question we could ask is, what can be the implications of changes that we would be implementing? Intention here is a very important aspect of change. The next aspect of change is contemplation. Do we contemplate changes? Do we, as my coach used to say, do we do planning of the worst case scenario? Are we really assuming in advance what could happen, what would be the worst case if we go into recession, for instance, if we are losing on sales, if our marketing strategy is not performing the way we would want it to perform? The next aspect of change is preparation. And in many ways, we can say that preparation is the basic thing of any aspect of our life, business, private life, whatever. So what are we thinking about changes that we want to implement in the future? Are we preparing for those changes? So how can we explore that preparation further? What might we assume that will happen if we implement changes? And it talks about changes we want to implement. And then the fourth aspect of change is taking action. So once we have gone through all those three stages, we have prepared everything for the change. The next thing is to implement those changes. And when we carry on that sort of activity, when we are having change in our mind, knowing that change is an ongoing activity of any business and any person, because this is what happened. Change is a constant thing that is happening in our lives. And then about preparation, what type of changes we want to implement? How are we going to do it? Okay. And then the final step of change is maintaining those changes that we have implemented, and we are constantly monitoring those steps that we have done in order to see how the changes we have created and implemented are affecting our business. Are those changes working for the benefit of our company and our staff, or have we made mistake and we need to take a step back and review the changes we have implemented and then make another decision? What changes can we implement in order to correct our mistakes? So change is a constant. It is not from time to time, but it's a constant. We need to be constantly in the flow of our activities, our planning ahead, and our reviewing of the performance of the business. And yes, if we don't know what it is about, it is always about the money. Sometimes the management of the company can be that it is mismanaged and money is taken out of the company into ventures which have not been properly checked, which have not been researched, and those mistakes can be very costly. So the important thing is that if we are implementing changes, and if we know that we have committed some mistakes, which is a normal thing, use those mistakes as a lesson, learn from it, draw conclusions, and again go through the process of change, because that is the only way we can survive the market, which is constantly changing in an event. As you have seen in the last few days, we were anticipating that Christmas period is over, New Year's activities is over, and at the beginning of January we all go back to work, happy that we can all go back to work in the traditional way that we have been knowing for so many years. And suddenly we found ourselves in a situation which again is restricting us in so many ways. But is our business restricted? If we can move our business online, then we don't need to worry. All we need to worry about is that we need to manage it responsibly. We need to implement changes which are beneficial to our clients, to our company, and to our staff, and look forward to continuing success. Take a step back every so often, review your steps so far, and look to implement changes if you need to implement them. Because you don't need to reinvent the wheel if everything is moving smoothly. But by observing, by reviewing, by assessing, by implementing changes, you can take your business to the level much higher than it is right now. I hope that this video is very helpful. I wish you lots of health. Stay safe, stay positive most of all, and go forward, because the only way we can go is forward. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe below this video and then click the bell button so you are notified as one of the first people when our new video come out. Once again, thank you so much, and I am looking forward to seeing the next video. Bye bye.